Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Figuratively Speaking. Tonight, I will be doing Evil-Lyn from Origins to Masterverse, Revelations, and Masterverse Darklyn. And here we go. Good evening, everyone. So tonight is Evil-Lyn from Origins to Masterverse Revelations to Darklyn of Masterverse Revelations. Evil-Lyn is a very, very particular character whose character has actually built through Motu, which is she's a very interesting and actually very complex character. Starting again from the toy line, which then became a Filmation cartoon, to also then being several other cartoons. And she is a very interesting character indeed. Let me go into the chat. Ray Black, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Adam from Radical Toys, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Masterversal Toy Hunter, thank you for joining the stream. Ostradamus from Oz from Ostradamus Toys, thank you for joining the stream, sir. Brick Something, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Cobweb, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Yes, most definitely, Brick. Happy Friday. It is a very, very welcome day indeed, the starting of a weekend. And I hope everybody enjoys. I hope everybody enjoys this particular edition of Figuratively Speaking as well. Absolutely, Oz. Got to earn that cheddar for sure. Okay, so let me see here. I had my my kids are in the background watching Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Let's see here. I had it here. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to go ahead and grab it off my phone, which I had. Okay, so Evil-Lyn had a few figures. Having some technical problems. Oops. Thank you, Oz. I appreciate that. Please hit the like button and do all those YouTube things. And oh yes, before I even get into the Evil-Lyn, Toy Frenzy had a very special couple of very special guests on their show last night, and the amazing figures that they had going on. Um, was absolutely amazing. I am definitely well, I'm not debating. I will probably go all in on April 25th when that happens. That was the wow. I had all this set up. Uh, Somebody help me out with the name of what that was, if I remember correctly. The dinosaur toy line coming out. Armies of Ashmore. Yes. Thank you, Brick. Thank you, Oz. Those are some very, very cool figures that are going to be coming out. They definitely scale very well with the 7-inch. Obviously, they're 7-inch figures, so they will definitely scale very well to Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, and they actually aren't a bad fit for Origins either. A little bit bigger, but not so much so that you couldn't use them. With that for some characters and the pop and swap capabilities that's going to be going on with those and customizability. Those are going to be absolutely fantastic. Oh yeah, Oz, you are so correct. These indie companies right now, they are all killing it. Uh, Everybody's going to have to step up. Mattel, they've been doing really good work with theirs as well. I can't say enough. So anyway, I've got to find, where did I put those Evil-Lyns? It's here. Okay, so sorry for all the little things. If it can go wrong on a live, it's definitely going to go wrong. All right. So Evil-Lyn, when she first came out in vintage, she was um, a yellow-skinned witch. And the reason why that was is because when they brought out the sorceress and when they brought out Tila, they wanted to make sure, because of the same basic design on her, that she would not get confused with Tila for certain, because she basically wears the same outfit as Tila with the exception of the crown up above. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this Evil-Lyn here so we can showcase her in all her glory, because I want to talk about so to be very correct. So Evil-Lyn was yellow-skinned sorceress who wielded powerful magic and appeared to be the most intelligent of Skeletor's evil warriors. She carried a magical staff with a crystal orb and referred to its power as blue crystal magic. So the blue crystal magics, I can kind of sort of understand that. It had a certain wield of power to it when it came down to her magic and the staff. However, Evil-Lyn was also very powerful all on her own. She did not necessarily have to have the staff to wield her magic. And even being for what she is in this particular rendition of Masters of the Universe as being yellow skinned, she was definitely one of the enemies to really. She had a fortitude of her own. She was also, like most villains, always trying to find a way that she could go ahead and take over Skeletor's powers as well. And she has a whole lot of history for sure. And I can't find my scissors to open this up. I'll open that later. So as you can see, she's got the yellow skin, dark blue, navy blue on top of the sky blue on top of the navy blue. She is a wonderful figure character and again, I can't say how much, like, she was one of my favorite as far as the evil side goes. She was definitely the yang to Skeletor's yin. Skeletor treated her really, really badly, but as far as like Revelations, it was Skeletor that kind of saved her. So her story really branches off in many directions, which I find very interesting. The mini comic Beast Barrage, as we all probably know, she is a 2020 character. And of course, Mattel did very, very well with the art. Even the art gets better as we go along. That goes in the scrapbook pile. That goes in my comic book pile. I'm still in the process of cleaning my toy room. It seems to keep getting worse than better. But it'll get there eventually. Let's see here. Flip that up here. Need to close that out. Okay, so in the Filmation series 83 to 85, Evil-Lyn served as one of the primary villains in Masters of the Universe, where she served as the right hand of Skeletor. Though she was by far Skeletor's most powerful and intelligent accomplice, their relationship was tinged with unease, as Evil-Lyn secretly planned to one day overthrow Skeletor and take his power for herself. Evil-Lyn was fiercely ambitious, which is very true. Fiercely ambitious and often worked independently of Skeletor, enacting her own schemes to conquer Eternia, for which she would occasionally enlist Skeletor's other henchmen, whom she delighted in bossing around. Just like a just I have to say this, and I mean no offense. My lady's the same way. She gets very much enjoyment out of bossing me around a lot of times too. So, let me see here. I had do. Yes. I know. Sorry. Hello, Duchess. Hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Again, I meant no offense to that wise crack. My lady's quite used to it. Let's see here. Evil-Lyn also worked with other powerful. Ultimately, she always returns to Snake Mountain and to the protection of Skeletor and when her schemes failed. Evil-Lyn had magical powers which made her second only to Skeletor. She could teleport, shoot magical blasts from her hands, her eyes, control the minds of others, and conjure violent storms. She is most definitely she is just an amazing, absolutely amazing character. And my hello, bud. How are you, sir?
Hey, John. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Danny Phillips, thank you for joining the stream, sir. So, yeah, Evil-Lyn is one of those characters that I feel like she has really been built upon through amazing storytelling, and she's just once again one of these great figures. But she is a great character to Masters of the Universe, indefinitely. So let's see. Going back to where I was here, let's see. She also had like shape shifting, where she could disguise herself very well. Often fooling her heroic warriors and other deceptions. And yes, she liked to use the shaping staff as well, which Bud was just showing off there. That is an amazing piece, and man, let's see. On one occasion, Evil-Lyn was forced into an uneasy alliance with Teela. When the two enemies were stranded in the desert together, having always held Teela in total contempt, never having regarding her as a formidable adversary. Evil-Lyn acquired a degree of respect for the young warrior's skills and intelligence, going so far as to say she and Teela could make a great team after all. So again, there's so many different dimensions. And then when you get into 1987, the movie Masters of the Universe film, in which she was played by who was she played by?
Meg Foster.
Meg Foster, that's correct. I forgot. Thank you. And what I find real interesting when they did the 87 film. Now that is a character that I would really like to see to come to Masterverse and Origins.
Yes.
In that form. What I really find interesting doing some research on Meg Foster, Like, she does not wear contacts. Those are actually her color eyes.
Yep.
And that has actually prominated her to get a lot of roles in movies and other acting things that she's done. And she's an amazing actor. I really don't think they could have gotten anybody better to play Evil-Lyn at that point in time, and she really fit the part. Let's see. Where was the...
Did you also know that the sorceress and Julie also were in the same show, Friends? So Julie plays the character Monica in Friends, right. And Monica's mother is played by the woman who plays Sorceress.
Oh wow! I did not know.
Her name is like Christina something. I can't think of her last name.
Oh wow! Yeah, I honestly didn't know that.
Yep.
I might have read something, but again, this week's been kind of hectic, and so I'm like trying to go off of memory.
Like Monday. I'm pulling it up here. Let's see her name. It's Christina Pickles.
Right. Let's see.
And then, of course, Kevin Corrigan appeared in. He had a big role in Star Trek. Is it Deep Space Nine? I think no, Voyager. Yep.
I was really big into Deep Space Nine. I didn't really get into Voyager so much, but
I've watched a little of both. But
let's see. I mean, and Evil-Lyn's character has relatively stayed the same through and through on Masters of the Universe, even when they did the 2000X series, and she actually had a really good setup for her outfit. It changed a little bit, but not very, very much. And I really kind of think that in the 2000X animated series, Evil-Lyn was actually a little bit more domineering, even to that point, to Skeletor, is what I really think, because like her character's just like well advanced going into the 2000X series, and then going into Revelation. Her character was just rapidly built upon, but it was rapidly built upon the right way. Now there's two different things that they say about Evil-Lyn. Like, her father in the 2000X series was the faceless one. However, when you go into other realms of the Motu world, Hordak is her father. And I would kind of think personally, because she don't really, her conflict with being evil all the time, like, she is definitely double-sided as far as double-sided to her character. Like, she will really baseline herself to what she think the winning faction is going to be. So she was wow, she's just an amazing character. Let's see. I have to go back up here a little bit. Okay, so in Evil-Lyn's youth, she met Keldor and forged an alliance with him, and the two were implied to share a romantic attraction. When he was gravely injured fighting Captain Randor in the Hall of Wisdom, Evil-Lyn helped the dying Keldor to Hordak Sanctuary and witnessed his transformation into Skeletor. Evil-Lyn was horrified by Keldor's transformation and realized he was not the same man she once cared for. As he laughed manically upon seeing his skull-like visage, the Faceless One disapproved of his daughter's relationship with Skeletor and the forces of evil, and hoped that someday she would see the error of her ways. Though Evil-Lyn remained loyal to Skeletor for a time, she did still feel a family bond with her father, and once returned the Ram Stone to him after it was used by Skeletor in an attempt to breach Castle Grayskull. And despite her unease, Evil-Lyn continued to serve Skeletor loyally as a second in command. So, like, she's got such an amazing storyline. Like, there's so much on her that she is. 1 second, please.
Think y'all might know what I'm doing. I have a throne, I have Skeletor, and I have a sorceress.
So I'm going to go ahead and open the 2021 version, the 2000. I'm thinking this is the 2000X. Am I right on that, bud?
Yes.
And of course, the only thing that really changes on her is her color scheme with this one. And I'll be honest, I think I like this version better than I like the yellow, because the yellowish version to me, I understand why they did it, but it kind of makes me think, like, when I look at her, like she's sickly.
There was I don't know if it was like something they officially were thinking about or some fan thought of, but something I thought that was really cool was the differences between the classic yellow Evil-Lyn and the kind of more filmation / 2002 color scheme. Was that when she turned yellow, that was basically Evil-Lyn powering up to use spells, and that was kind of the reason why she turned colors.
Well, in the stuff that I have been researching with her, like, I know as far as like the toy line, they had it was said, I don't know if it's truthful or not, or the complete truth with it, but because she shares the same body as Teela, they didn't want her to be confused for the good guy. So
Yeah.
that's originally why they gave her the yellow skin. But yeah, I could definitely see that as being the reason why she's yellow too, as her powering up.
And coming from the Netflix series, I give you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes.
This throne is the best purchase ever.
I want to blow that one up. Show that off. That is absolutely fantastic. So, Bud, what is that throne from? Is that a Motu throne, or
No,
is that?
this is from the DC Masterverse or no, sorry, not Masterverse, DC Multiverse. It's a Lex Luthor figure in a Superman power suit,
Oh wow!
and
And
this is
how
supposed to
well?
be like Dark Side's throne.
Okay, but it works so well.
Oh yeah, yep.
That
Literally
is,
fits Masterverse perfectly.
I love that. And I love that Evil-Lyn too.
Oh yeah.
I'm so glad I have that Evil-Lyn to the collection. That'll be the next one that I break out. But the skin tone on this particular Evil-Lyn, let me bring that up right quick. She's kind of got a ghostly feel to her with this skin tone, but it's also very authentic. And I really do. I definitely prefer this version over the yellow version, but she is still quite the amazing figure. She's got the navy blue with the sky blue on this version. She's got the royal purple with the violet purple on this version, and I really do like this for her scheme. Let's see here. Am I going to be able to get this one open? Yay. Throw it in that pile of trash right there. I want to get this out. Here we go. Let's see here. Don Roberts, hello. Thank you for joining the stream.
Hey Don.
Always great to see everyone in the stream. Let me see. Let's get back to this. My double screen. So, Bud, what is your favorite version of Evil-Lyn thus far to come out?
For Masterverse, or Origins, or both, or
Both.
well, Origins for me has to be the 2000X version because it is the only one that I have, and of course on mine I did have to paint her up a bit. Had to give her that proper fur on the boots and the straps, then the fur on her collar, added a little gray to her cuff, and then painted her rod here.
Oh yeah, that's nice. So, how do you go about like when you do your customs? How do you go about deciding on what kind of color scheme you want to go with it?
So usually, basically, one of the first things I do is I look up the classics figure. Then I also bring up each version of the TV shows, and from there I just kind of pick and choose which colors I like where. So if the boots look better on classics figure and I really like that, I'll paint the boots like classics.
Okay.
Or if I like the helm color scheme on 2000X cartoon or the 2000X figure, I'll paint it that way.
Yes. So what's your favorite one in Masterverse?
Well, we haven't gotten it yet, but if they bring out a kind of classic version of her outfit, that would probably be my favorite. As far as design-wise, I do love this one the best, but I really don't like that her fur on her neck is plastic because you can't move her head at all.
Oh wow.
I'm wanting to find some blue fake fur, something similar to like a Grizzlord style hair, and I want to make a custom collar for her so she can actually move her neck.
Okay, that makes sense.
But as far as figure wise, I think the Godlin is probably my favorite that I have.
Yeah, I actually took the time, which I opened her just so I could
Mm-hmm.
take a look at her because I wanted to really look at those legs and the feet because again on camera when they first showed her, that's what was on.
Yeah.
That's what it threw me off because I was like, are her feet really like that? I mean, because she didn't look like Evil. Well, she looked like Evil-Lyn, but she kind of looked a little bit Amazonish. So she looked like she was going to be like 8 feet tall.
Uh-huh.
and
Sadly, the promo pictures and the people that take photos for Origins and Masterverse clearly don't know the line or like the figures. I think they're just like a person that's just hired to do all the photos, and then you just slap something together because, like, I really don't like how, like, on certain photos they'll put armor pieces on backwards. Weapons will be held wrong. The poses are just really strange. And I really dislike, especially in Masterverse, how they tend to use a lot of like prototypes for their promotional pictures. Where when they first showed the movie He-Man figure, that hair sculpt was clearly sticky tacked on
okay,
because the angle of it was really weird.
yeah, they kind of were.
Yeah, but then of course when you get the figure in hand, it looked a little better. I mean, obviously that face sculpt is something to
Well,
be desired, I guess.
I thought, as far as the Godlin figure is concerned, as far as the head sculpt and the face sculpt, I love the hair, and I really do like. I really do love the whole makeup thing that they did because, again, as you had said in the beginning, it kind of gives that kind of gem.
Yeah.
That kind of gem look to her, which is absolutely amazing.
If her face was white, it would almost be Kiss.
Yes, absolutely.
Or like Alice Cooper or something.
Brick says Batlin is his favorite fig in Masterverse.
Yeah.
Wow. Well held, yes, that head sculpt is amazing. But She-Ra is his overall favorite. And now I haven't gotten She-Ra yet, so I can't critique her yet.
She fell over. Let me grab her here. Come on. Really? All right, whatever. Here we go.
Oh, let me pull that.
Yeah, she is amazing. I prefer this cape on this figure. The other one that came with her, sadly, let me see if I can grab it here. It had some glue on it, which was really annoying.
Oh, wow.
Right here. All right, so yeah, you can see right here. There's some like super glue on it.
Oh, no. But the material is the material for the cape the same or?
It's the same as Darkland here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same kind of meshy, see-through-ish. It feels really kind of. I don't know. It's weird to say it feels shiny. That's the only way I can explain it. It feels shiny.
That really is an amazing figure.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to blow that up again because like I'm kind of the the headdress.
Yeah,
The,
the headdress is really cool, and I have I have a little like plastic pull-out drawer that I keep all the accessories in. At the dick kind of far back for her head. She also comes with this head, which is really nice.
that head that head kind of reminds me of like almost who was the if it wasn't for the cowl, the headdress on it, she that head actually reminds me. What was the girl's the female in Space Ghost with that face? With
Oh gosh, I don't
I want to say
remember.
her name was Jan or Jen.
Yeah.
Mariette, well, thank you for joining the stream. Hello. So again, that is an amazing figure. I can't wait
Yep.
to put her in the line. Um, moving on to Evil-Lyn in Revelations, though, however, I want to bring that up, which is I think that this is probably my second favorite version of Evil-Lyn, and I think it really has to do with the fact of the double head sculpt
Yes.
because I'm kind of torn in between. Like, I think I want to get another one of these Evil-Lyns just so that I could have one in this particular head sculpt. Because that the white hair along with the way her eyes and her lips the articulate stumbling on my words, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I do it all the time.
The face in itself is just absolutely amazing in how they did that. Those eyes are just like they're ice blue and they fit right in with that hair color. And then really how they did all the tooling for the hair. I don't mind that it's actually this plastic type hair. That is just really a fabulous.
I guess it could be maybe a softer plastic, so at least you could articulate it a little more. Definitely don't want the gummy plastic because that'll break down over time. But
Right. Like kind of like to me like my favorite Shira as far as the Origins line is the 35th anniversary with that rooted hair, and
mm-hmm.
I really wish that they would do some more figures, especially the Princess of Power line, seeing as they are bringing out like Hordak and Grizzlor and all the evil horde with the soft goods on them, and of course now with Masterverse, the Grizzlor that they have coming out with that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to get that in. And let's see here. Yes. Please promote your channels on my stream. This is a family. Please, everybody,
Yep.
go check out Adam's channel at Radical Toys, Masterversal Toy Hunters channel as well. If you're not part of the frenzy, go see Skelevator and subscribe to his channel. go see Ostradamus Toys and subscribe to his channel. There's so much, not only talent, but people that bring so much great content to YouTube and other forms of media. Go check them out, like and subscribe, do all those things. It's definitely worth your time. Let's see.
And I would even be as a Mattel Creations figure, obviously with the way Darkling kind of sold, I don't really see them doing it, but I think it'd be kind of cool too to get Evil-Lyn at the very end of the series where she is sent away to, I want to say she was sent to Trala when she has that like long kind of light blue dress on.
Yeah,
and then also pack her in with the head where it's like Godlin's hairstyle, but on the on this face here when Tila brings her back down after she relinquishes the power.
Yes.
Because I do want that short hair Evil-Lyn, like normal face, because that's very 2000X style.
Absolutely. I've got to say, with this version of Evil-Lyn, I do like the fact that they give you two of the staffs.
And the funny thing is like, why pack in the longer staff when she, as this form of Evil-Lyn, where it's, after Adam has fallen, her staff was already broken.
Right.
She shouldn't have this longer staff unless, they have a plan in the future to bring out a more classic dressed Evil-Lyn.
Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. So like,
yeah, but this figure is, I kind of prefer in this head the like longer hair one, but the more classic looking helm is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And something funny I was thinking of doing is I'm going to swap out one of the hands so they both have gripping hands. Mm-hmm. Have her dual wield the staves, kind of like they're like a drum sticks or something. I thought that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, actually. I like the fact that she comes with actually 6 sets of hands in her packaging.
Speaking, funny you should like mention that. Hold on, let me see if I can pull out this drawer without knocking everything over. Okay, I probably won't be able to, but I'm going to turn my camera here.
All right,
let's see if we can
screen you.
Oh,
there we go.
These are all just Masterverse hands.
Oh wow!
Plus these hands I still haven't put away yet. These are from my new Duncan here.
Oh, I've got him on order.
It's crazy. Yep, I actually got him right back here.
Nice.
Oh, my mount here is loose. Let me tighten that up. Oh, last second, I'm having camera difficulties.
Yes, so Evil-Lyn definitely comes with 6 sets of hands. The other, let me put this on my screen. Here we go. Okay, so Evil-Lyn comes with these 6 sets of hands. When I say 6, that's because her figure's already having to, and so then she's got this casting hand on the other side to where it looks like she's casting a spell. She's got two closed fists, and then she's got another grasping hand here on this side, which I really love the fact that they did this for this character. I also love the fact that when they did the two staffs with this one, when I get into the next figure, they also got another staff in that one, which is the exact replica to the one she's holding here. So another short magical staff. But what I find very cool is that she's also got this pouch.
Yeah. When I first saw it on the figure in the promo pictures, I'm like, of all the stuff she could come with, she comes with a freaking messenger bag. But now, of course, seeing the show, I realize why.
Right. So, like, I kind of wonder, in a sense, I still wonder really what was this, because like Orko's hat was kind of like he carried everything in that thing, so it was like a what would you call that? I'm having a
Dungeons and Dragons bag of infinite holding, or
yes. So like he had that infinite bag. So I almost kind of wonder, is this like maybe a
yeah? How did she fit the head of like Skeletor's staff into that?
Exactly.
Had to have been.
It has to be.
Right.
Yeah, and I was stating the drawer. Got to catch these hands. I love it. But like, and I still got to get one of those type of drawer setups that you got, because I got so many like Origins parts and Masters of the WWE parts, and now I started getting these parts for Masterverse.
You'll have to cut it. I forgot to cut the meat.
I find it really, really funny. Yeah. Cobwebs.
Or also like Hermione's bag in the last Harry Potter film, where she had like she could carry like everything in it. Oh, I think he's lagging out a little bit. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with all of the Evil-Lyn figures. My only minor gripe with them is I kind of wish the legs on the female figures could cross better. Because there's some poses I wanted to get where her legs were like crossed as she was sitting, and you can't quite do that.
Yeah. I got a small little bit of that because I think I blanked out. But yeah, the hands and like I really love what Mattel is doing with their Masterverse line more and more. I mean, again, it's kind of like beating a dead horse by saying it, but at the same time, I can't say it enough. The further they keep going in this line, the better it becomes.
Yes. I kind of also hope that with Revolution, And because they love to do their He-Man variants or re-releases, they do a newer He-Man and Skeletor figure.
Yes.
Maybe a He-Man using the 40th buck with a slightly wider head.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool. Um, I'm really kind of hoping that they would tend to expand the. I want to see. Okay, so they did barbar the barbarian Skeletor, and then they did the He-Man that was the Viking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of interested in to see what they would do with like I want to see another Trapjaw for sure. I
Yes.
definitely want to see another Triclops.
Yep.
Um, but I'm really kind of wondering what would Tila look like in like a Viking setup or something similar to that. She's already an amazing and established character in Motu. Much like Evil-Lyn, and I'd like to see Evil-Lyn even to that point.
Yes.
What would she look like in like?
Have you read any of the Masterverse comics yet?
I have them, and I've had them for almost a year, and I have not even opened issue number 1.
No,
yet.
no, the new 4 comics that came out. There's 3 out now and 1 coming next month.
I have the first one. I've got the other 2 being held for me at my local comic store, but unfortunately I have not been able to get them just yet. So I'm waiting until probably this Tuesday to grab them. But yeah, I really did like the first one. The only thing that I would say kind of makes me it didn't give me like the heebie-jeebies of what it was, but it kind of it was kind of like a parody of the first 4 mini.
Yeah. Without knowing about the artist, I was very turned off by that story. But once I found out who the artist was and looked it up, I understood why it was done in that style and why it was written that way.
Right.
And then I got it. It's still not my favorite, but definitely that first story with the curse of a gray skull. I want an entire arc of that story.
Yes.
My one critique of the Masterverse comics so far is that they introduce these amazing worlds, but they only give you like 4 or 5 pages.
Well, I
kind of wish instead of 2 stories per issue, I wish it was just 1 story per issue. They could really focus on one world.
Absolutely.
Because in the second one, there is a version of Man-at-Arms and Evil-Lyn that I would love to see as Masterverse figures.
No spoilers.
Nope. And like the third issue, you see one minor, like one panel clip of what Tila looks like from a different world. And it's a very classic, like mini comic look. That when you see it, you'll know the comic. And then in the third issue, there's also a version of Tila that a lot of people want. So like I'm hoping they do the characters, but I'm also confused too, as it seems like the the new Eternia comics, the new Eternia figures, the storylines on the back of the boxes make it seem like it's one world. But when you read the comics and you see the characters are appearing in different worlds. So I don't quite know if they're meant to be together or if the comic is like a separate thing. from the figures.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused on that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Let's see here. So, like this other version of Evil-Lyn that I'm trying very, very hard not to rip this cape. Like they really didn't give her enough space to put this. There they go. To put that around her. I really love this sorceress Evil-Lyn. I really do like this. It's an amazing figure to me because that's where I'm going next. Do 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 do. I've been playing with these Masterverse figures a lot here lately with my kids. They're like, "Hey, Dad, bust out the Castle Grayskull and whatnot," and I'm always reluctant to break out the Castle Grayskull just because I don't want the parts lost. Um, but like what I've noticed with this particular Origins Castle Grayskull, I haven't had the floor sinking problem yet, but it's I don't think it's I don't think it's as sturdy as the original. It's definitely a little bit. I don't want to say flimsy, but it's
It's a
definitely
more pliable plastic.
yeah. It's not as solid as the vintage, for sure. I think my favorite thing about this particular Evil-Lyn, it's not just the head sculpt that she's got, but I really do like this. I really, 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 absolutely love the paint job that they did on the legs and the stomach. I really wasn't expecting to see something similar, at least not painted like that. I was expecting to see something like how we would have similar to this, to where it'd be like a plastic, almost like a plastic loincloth or a skirt across her. But the paint articulation that they did with that is absolutely fantastic. Did you do any customization to your particular Evil-Lyn with this as far as paint?
Masterverse, I haven't really done too much custom painting yet. Obviously, besides the figure that I did for last week or last night's video, but if I have done any painting, it's been slight minor stuff.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure yet if I'll do anything with this Dark-Lyn or not. Besides, of course, fixing her fur collar.
Yeah.
Maybe also adding a wire into her wings so it doesn't curl back.
Yeah. Danny Phillips says, I really hope we get an anti-Eternia sorceress and Tila. They look so cool in the comics. Again, I haven't seen that particular just yet as far as the comics, but I definitely want to. Let's see. Yeah, Danny Phillips, definitely a battle armor Tila as the Viking version. That would be cool. I'd like to see something like that. I don't know how they would do it in Masterverse if they did that, but because I think when you do the battle armor, it kind of misses the mark when it's not the drum inside the chest. At least for me, it is. And Radical Toy says, I want a new adventure sorceress. How she appeared in the cartoon. Love the look. I'm not too familiar with the New Adventures cartoon. I really have to brush up on that. Not sure what she looks like in New Adventures. So if I had to say again, this is a definitely really cool look. I love this figure. Again, Bud, you're right. This plastic, the plastic fur around her neck, that definitely gives it a different feel. I'd be happy with like the I'd have even been happy with like the King Grayskull fur as far as that goes right here. That would have been really cool.
Yes. Actually getting, since they're so cheap now, maybe getting an extra King Grayskull in that fur blue.
Yes. Just for
try now. So, if you pop her head off, you can actually disconnect her head from the fur.
Oh, wow.
So the fur, you'd have to pull. This tab here is like glued on, so you'd have to pry this off, pull the cape part off, and then just sew sew this into like some fur to give her her collared look back.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, also kind of annoyingly, the way this goes all the way down in the back would also prevent articulation. So I'll probably cut it right here because this part doesn't show at all on the figure, so there's no point of having it.
Yeah, looking at that, it kind of makes me look at it more like a Batman cowl.
Yeah.
All right. Go.
Because if I just pop the head on, you do get some articulation, not much, but there's at least more. She can actually at least look in a certain direction.
Absolutely. I'm going to find the place. You know what? Good positioning right there. And you know, I think one of my other favorite things about this in particular figure for Evil-Lyn is really the design is really so I don't want to say basic, but it's so simple as to where really less is more. However, again, with this being plastic fur, I definitely want to customize that, same as you were saying. And another thing is that I definitely would rather have had a wired cape on the outside edges. I think that would have made it a lot better. But truly, this is an amazing Evil-Lyn as well.
And I like that in this figure too, something they didn't do with Sorceress is they sculpted a spot for her arms to properly like raise up.
Right.
Whereas with the sorceress figure, I actually had to make a small cut in the plastic right here.
Oh yeah, at
I made a
at
slit here
wing.
and a slit in the back so that she can properly raise her arms. And of course, as Cobweb said, I have flipped around her cape. So
Right,
that
right.
orange is on the inside here, and actually literally just lost the tab because you have to pry this tab off. And sadly, the tab is supposed to have 2 pegs attached to it, but they glued it to the back of the cape. So when I pried it off, it broke off both tabs. So once I finally make new custom, because I'm going to do new cloth wings for her eventually. Here, I'll pull her head off here so I can show you on the back. So yeah, you can see where those 2 pegs broke off, and the cape literally just plugs in through the back here. So I had to pry that off but that literally just slips right back over. You just have to like glue it.
So was that like I don't know what kind of glue they use on these toys like that. Is that kind of like
probably super glue?
Super glue? Okay,
I'm guessing.
I was kind of wondering if it was like a rubber cement.
Because the way the glue was on my She-Ra cape, it feels very like dried super glue on like fabric, very crusty, very kind of hard. Yeah, originally her cape was on backwards, so I just flipped it around. But I want to add a wire because I don't like how with these capes they kind of curl in.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think would it have to be a thicker material to throw a wire through that, or would you have to like double apply that?
So what you would do is when you cut out your pattern, for instance, on my poncho that I'm making for Roboto here. Mm-hmm. So I cut out the pattern and I left some extra length so I could hem it. And basically what you would do is you'd put the hem, see how close it is to the edge here? I'd put it down, trying to focus it here. I'd put the hem down a little bit further so I could feed a wire up through the top here.
Okay.
And you would feed a wire all the way around so that you can bend and shape it into place.
Okay. Because like right now I'm working with a in fact, I'll pull it out so I can show a little bit of some of the customs I am beginning to work with. So like right now, what I am getting ready to do with some Origins figures and some of my Masterverse figures, I got some material for what I want to do in making some capes and some other armaments. I got some fox leather and some other material to go into the back sides of the fox leather. I got this rustic brown. I got a pearl white. I got a navy blue. And then I got this solid jet black, all in fox leather.
Nice.
And I got that. I got those at my local dollar store. And then for like the insides of those, I got this red on black lightning bolt, so I'll probably actually use that a lot more into like my black cape or the black fox leather, so I can just give it some artistic design on the insides. And then I have a particular one that I really want to do for like one of my snake men that I have. I want to do probably the rustic, and throw like this green inside, because it's kind of the way that it's got the squiggly lines on it. It just reminds me more of like the snake thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got two solid colors. I got the royal purple and the royal red for the inside. So that's what I'm going to start working on here very, very shortly. As far as I am doing one right now, which I am doing, and I'm doing it for a the Andra Masterverse, which is going to be a full leather hooded cloak. So I'm kind of doing that more or less into a Assassin's Creed type cloak.
Nice.
Right. So I really want to see how that looks, because I really love the Andra character to begin with.
Yeah. And I hope they bring out her Andra Man-at-Arms figure, the way she appeared at the very end. Yes. I was almost at a time considering doing it as a custom, but seeing that they are eventually bringing out more Revelation figures, and with the Revolution coming out next year, I'm pretty sure there will definitely be that figure or version of her.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because otherwise I'll have to pick up another Man-at-Arms so that I can get this item to attach to her bracer.
Yes.
The laser. And a custom I'm going to do with this is, since I have two Andras, I have two of those blast effects for her. So I'm going to drill a hole into here so that I can attach this on.
Yes.
It's kind of like when she uses that little blade part where she flips around all those shadow beasts and takes them out in front of Randor and Duncan.
Yep. I remember.
She was a good hire. Yeah.
She was. Absolutely. She's an amazing add-on to the Masters of the Universe line.
Yes. I kind of wish in the story, in the Revelation series, little bits where her and Tila were talking, but I kind of wish they had gone a little more into their friendship and why they worked together, maybe how they met. Because as cool as Andra was, her story is she's kind of a plot device to do certain things.
Yes. She's
not, story-wise, she's not a real meaningful character, but she has the potential to be.
Yes.
If they had maybe in the, I really think in the 4-issue in-between comic, when they brought out the first half of the show, and then they brought out those 4 mini comics for Revelation, I wish one of the issues may have focused on Teeding, because there was the issue where it talked about Evil-Lyn's past, which was great, but they also glossed over a bit show. So either have it in the show and not in the comic, or vice versa. Don't have it in both, because I felt that was kind of a waste of time.
Oh wow, we've got another legend in the house. Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And
another thing they kind of sorry.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
Brick was saying Bud wants to know more about their bounty hunting days.
Yeah. And they also kind of hint when Andra meets King Randor that her grandfather kind of taught her everything. And that kind of hints, I think, the possibility that in this world, her grandfather is Deckard, which is Duncan's teacher.
Yes.
There's the episode where he was out fishing with a friend and Clawful found them. They were under distress, and Duncan had to go out and find him to save him. And he's this older black gentleman with like a gray beard and long hair, and he used to be the former man at arms. So I think just kind of putting one and two together, that I'm, at least in my head canon until proven otherwise, Andra's grandfather is Decker, which would be really cool and a really cool callback to the 2000X series.
Yeah, And it's funny you say that, because I just got through like episode I want to say it's episode 19 or 20 on the 2000X series, and the storyline in which they did the 2000X, like, I have to say, like, I like how they started the cartoon, but then like when the whole version of the like music to come into He-Man, that was kind of, it's something left to be desired as far as I'm concerned.
If you think about it, though, it mixes the very old first kind of theme song he had with the toys, where it's like He-Man, He-Man, who's the man with all the muscles. They put that He-Man, He-Man into the theme song of the 2000X, and they started off like Filmation, where Adam comes on, I am Prince Adam,
right.
Keeper of Secrets. And then they play that little theme in the background, and then it's basically interrupted by Skeletor and the others attacking. And then it goes to show you this is going to be an action-packed series with all the, especially the thing they use a lot and overused it in the show, but I didn't mind, is where characters, especially Skeletor and the bad guys, would leap into the air and they would spin their weapons around, like really fast. They would do that all the time, but it was cool.
Yeah, like, it's like I won't, when I watch it, I won't skip the intro, but I do kind of find it annoying.
Within a certain episodes, I do skip the intro, but it's not because I hate it. It's just because I want to get into the meat of the show.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, again, my love for Masters of the Universe, in any shape and fashion or form, like when I first started watching the CGI version that they started doing, I really wasn't into it. My kids, they really had to force me to come watch it, because like at first I kind of had, I didn't have to literally force them to watch the Filmation versions. I just had to get them to come in and really sit down so they could, so the story could really present itself to you, to them. And what I loved about the old cartoon in Filmation is like the ending, right before the ending credits, they had the little what would you do, or whatever. They had the little things there, and they instilled that into the 2000X cartoon.
I loved that. I was kind of hoping Revelation would have done that. I know they wanted to, but do more, instead of like lessons that a child would want to know, maybe a little more aged up versions, like not adult, like dirty, but like lessons that an adult could learn,
Yes.
I thought that would be kind of cool.
And another legend, Skelevator. Hello, thank you for joining the stream, sir.
Hey, Skelly.
Yeah, I really love what Masters of the Universe has become. My girls have also gotten me into watching the She-Ra on Netflix. And again, I'm not a real fan. I think the art of it is really good, and I think the storyline is really good.
It gets really good after season 1.
Yes, it gets a whole lot better after season 1.
Yeah.
And that drew me into it when I started watching season 2. Season 1 was kind of slow.
Yeah. They weren't really sure, kind of. Like, they're getting their feet wet.
Right. Yeah, and it actually kind of grew on me. As everybody who has seen me on my on the past shows, and even on others past shows when we've talked about it, I was so dead set against the new Princess of Power. Because again, it wasn't necessarily because it wasn't my particular She-Ra. It wasn't my particular He-Man. It was more or less, I guess, because with the She-Ra cartoon, it definitely kind of like, how do I explain it? It's not. It wasn't necessarily the art. It wasn't the story. It wasn't the pace. It was, I think, more or less.
The modern storytelling.
Yeah. It definitely wasn't the way I would think that you would get into the telling of the story. Let's see. Brick says the Princess of Power is so good. My boys loved it. Again, second season drew me into it more than the first season. The first season was kind of backstepped. Oz says I didn't expect to like it, but ended up loving it by the end.
Yeah, I don't really view it as any. Like, I view it as its own separate universe, because obviously it is. It doesn't really connect to any of the previous shows, but it has follows some same like story beats.
Yeah.
And of course, they do some things differently. Some characters look different. Some obviously for the best. Like I love how they did double trouble as a androgynous kind of lizard chameleon, like someone who can be a spy. I thought that was like really cool.
Yes. Danny Phillips says I watched it. I just look at it as part of the multiverse, just like you just said. It's kind of like the He Skeletor that just came out. When you look at that, and of course going into Masters of the Universe, into the multiverse, I have those comics. I've had them for almost a year, and I haven't even opened up book 1 yet.
I finally read them, and I understand and appreciate the characters so much more. Although I wish they hadn't skimped on a tiny bit of extra paint. It's something I'll have to fix myself. He's supposed to have a few white streaks in his hair. And of course, the cross on his chest is supposed to be Skeletor's crossbones, but gold, and turned to be shaped like the cross guard.
Right.
Other than that, though, it's pretty cool. Well, I kind of also wish they kind of went with a more Keldor adult head instead of just He-Man's face but blue.
Yes. So here I get to go finally with my unboxing of my true. I have to say, this is by far my very first favorite thus far. I'm going to single screen this for a second as we get to the mailer box. And it's very nicely sealed inside this box. I really love
Yeah.
the time to do that. And you know what? I got to ask you, Bud, what did you think about the windowless as far as this particular figure? What did you think about that?
I didn't mind it. Because for a Mattel Creations figure, you're not going to be able to inspect the package to see if the paint apps are good. You're always going to be rolling a dice. So having Mattel Creation figures as windowless box doesn't bother me personally because I open all my figures. But for people who collect in box, especially if, like me, I'm very like symmetry is everything. So if one box is off by shape and size, it annoys the living hell out of me. That's why the Masterverse Deluxe and oversized boxes, I don't get it. I don't get how they choose which ones go in the smaller box, which ones go in the wider box. The new Duncan is in that smaller deluxe box, but he is so packed with accessories. He should be in that wider box where She-Ra comes with an extra head, an extra cape, and the shield because she's already holding the sword, and that box looks almost empty. They could have packaged her in that smaller deluxe box, but they don't. I don't get it. It drives me nuts.
Yes.
I get very feral about that.
Cracktastic Plastic was just saying he's still waiting on his Skeletor. I'm still waiting on mine to come in. I did get the email saying they were shipping out, but I got two of them. I was really happy I got them right at that deadline. Like it was probably like maybe a minute before they sold out.
Thankfully, the amazing Payne's Toys got an extra one, so I was able to. I'll be getting that from him.
Yes.
And it's very nice to see that, because I, of course, have helped people get figures. That to see that turned around and back for me when like I'm in need of help.
Absolutely.
So it just goes to show how amazing the community is of giving back and, all of that.
Absolutely. Because I will be very, very honest in saying this. I would not have this. I would not have my Frogmongers, and I would not have my Evil-Lyn.
Well,
my buddy's customs. Again, thank you so much. I owe you.
Granted, the Dark-Lyn, if I hadn't already purchased it, we probably could have canceled and you could have ordered it because it's literally still in stock. But the fact we didn't know how fast it would sell out, I was more than happy to do that.
Absolutely. I so truly appreciate it because this is such a fantastic figure. I brought you up on full screen.
Nice. And thank you for picking up that extra Frogmonger because I had someone else that said they wanted it, and then after I purchased it at the last second, they backed out and decided not to pay for it. So I'm sitting here with an extra figure that I didn't need, that I paid for, or that was, paid for. So again, thank you for picking up that one too.
Oh no, I was truly hoping to be able to get two of those because again, when I do when I do the Mattel creations like those in particular, I always want to get one that I can keep in box, and I always want to get one that I can open and have in the display. So yeah, eventually I will get another one of these dark lens, and I will definitely be. I will definitely take this one out of the box, but I will get another one that'll stay in the box, uh, more likely because one, I really love the Art Deco of the box, and again, I love the Art Deco that they made on her. Skelevator says he finally got a glimpse of the He Skeletor mini comic, and it's insane. Um, yeah, I definitely want to see that for that mini comic, especially because like I do believe that mini comic is actually thicker than ones that come with the normal figures that you get in retail.
Yeah, all of the Mattel Creation figures come with more in-depth comics, which is nice.
Yes. So I want to showcase real quick. It's not like it's not been showcased a million times by others, but it hasn't been showcased by me. The artwork on this box by itself for windowless
Yes,
packaging. Oh my gosh. It's so fantastic. Um, and just going like, let me circle this box around here. Like, I really love the back of the box, especially because it has her on the throne, the gray skull, the gray skull mouth that's right there above the
that's
throne,
that's
and
the
that
pose I tried to pull off with my throne, but her leg wouldn't cross over, which was annoying.
um I again I haven't opened her fully. Like I've taken a look at the figure, and I happen to notice there's like a small treasure chest inside the kind of like a treasure chest
Yep,
inside the box. So like I'm gonna open her now for sure. Oh yeah, and I forgot about the insert that's in here.
I love the insert. I almost kind of wish I had two so I could display both
Yeah.
sides because you can flip it around. Because the back side of that, I love using that for like photos. I kind of wish it was bigger though, so I could fit more than like one figure in it, especially with Godlin. If I have her cape spread out like the way I have my figure, it doesn't
Mhm.
really fit inside of that.
Yes. I
But my idea is eventually to make a cardboard diorama of that entire inside photo of the throne and the pillars, which actually the pillars I already have made.
so here's the figure in box. Um, what what did you think about when you opened her up? How did you like the way they boxed her
Ac-
as far as security?
Actually, yes, I love that those twist ties are literally paper. They're tied together. You don't have to sit there and either pull at the plastic or try to get a scissor small enough or a knife to cut it and worry about cutting the figure or the plastic. You can literally untie it and pull it out. Like that part, genius. Keep on doing that.
Yes, I definitely agree with that because like I really don't the like the rubber bands. I don't mind so much, but like when you got the little T's at the end, and you got the tie, the other tie that goes around. That can definitely, if I kind of feel like it could damage your paint app if it gets to the, if like, because some of them are really strong and some of them really aren't.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of I don't like them so much, but yeah, she. Oh, I was not. Here we go.
So sadly, my figure did come with a fault. I've pretty much fixed it myself, but her shoulders came glued on like crooked. So basically, the shoulders are ball jointed sockets, and they attach to this like V thing where the cape is attached to. And basically, it was lopsided. It was glued
Oh,
on crookedly. You can kind of see it a little bit still, but it's not bad. I managed to, because like I can kind of see down in there, it's a circle pin. So I basically just gently apply pressure and try to turn it. I know it's definitely glued in. I was hoping to break free the glue without breaking off the peg so I could pull it out, readjust it, and re-glue it. But sadly, that's not the way it happened, and you can definitely see that this side is a lot lower than this one.
yes.
So when I display her, she does kind of. You can see it a little bit, especially the way the shoulder sits on this one. It's further out. But besides that, I'm extremely happy with her. She stands fine on her own. I know a lot of people were kind of saying the way her feet were that she wouldn't stand. Mine perfectly stands flat-footed. The feet don't get in the way because I know in the promo picture they used a sticky tack to get her to stand. And that's, again, never use sticky tack in your promotional pictures. If you're showing, hey, this is a test shot of the figure and a promotional picture will come in the future, that's fine. But when you are literally like, buy this, and you see parts are stuck on with glue and sticky tack, and they're not, like, I believe the Origins Palace Guard, when they showed that he had the Man-at-Arms chest piece, it was on upside down. Who let that pass? Or when they showed off the first Hordak Origins figure, they put the imp shield that goes on the arm, they put it underneath the crossbow like it was some kind of arrow.
Yeah.
It's like are you even like, are you doing it as a funny joke, or do you seriously just not care about the way it looks? It's just something that really bothers me when they do stuff like that, and I'll always complain about it. But this cape, this soft goods cape on her, that is literally why I think, one, they had to put her in a plastic-free box to cut down on price.
Yes.
But she has two cloth goods pieces on her. She's one of the only figures to have two pieces of cloth goods besides She-Ra. Let me kind of tilt my camera there. But yeah, she is. And I love how the cape is also two pieces of cloth sewed together. So you have the backside that's that more kind of starry look. The only thing I would have done differently with it, and something I'll probably do with mine as a custom, I'll put little glow-in-the-dark paint dots on all of the stars, so that in the dark light they can like glow.
What I'm kind of now that I'm looking at it, what did you think about how they did this piece?
I like it. The only thing with mine is when I opened up the box with mine, it was off her neck and it was kind of rattling around inside. It doesn't affect her articulation with her head because her hair is so small. There is really no other way they could have done it besides actually gluing it to her neck, and I'm glad it's kind of looks like it's like floating around her neck with the two pegs. But if you choose you don't like that piece and you take it out, you do have two peg holes in her collarbone. So that's just something you'll have to. Oh yes. Can you stand the three limbs side by side? Yes, I can. Let me get her in a good pose. And my other gripe about the character, she didn't come with a sword of power.
Yes. Yes. So like I literally after I knew I was going to get her, I went on eBay and I bought a bag of Masterverse Sword of Powers because
Nice.
Hero was the same way because Hero should have came with the Sword of He.
Yep. I have. So I took the Faker sword that came with the deluxe Faker. I gave that to King Grayskull, which also should have came with a complete power sword.
Yes.
And then my hero has a power sword. The only He-Man that I have that doesn't have a power sword is my standard He-Man because he's holding the two swords split apart for that pose when he splits these swords. All right, let's get them all together here. There we go.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Yes, I love them.
I mean, like, now I gotta also ask you, what do you think about Darklyn's buck? Do you think it's too big? Do you me? I think it's just right for her figure.
Perfect size. I love the muscle. I love the abs. That might say something a little about myself. Muscle girls are definitely a plus for me. I definitely do not mind it at all. It's not too much either. Um,
I would agree.
Funny enough, when I was looking through the art book for Revelation, they showed alternate styles they were going to go for. And overall, this was probably the best one, but there were also little differences in like she had kind of like pants on, but not really. They were like kind of skin tight, really dark pants that had like a starry effect on it with this dress part, which I thought looked really cool too. And she didn't have bare feet; she kind of had like slippers on, but they were really like graceful ones. But yeah, I think also I will be going in with gold paint on all of this gold molded plastic and give it a more metallic look. And
Yeah,
I love this little plastic gem too. They put on her belt. Like it's an actual plastic gem. It's not like something painted. So that's
right.
also a plus.
So like I really kind of like at this point. I know she doesn't really need it, and of course it kind of don't fit her. It kind of does, and it kind of don't. But I kind of am getting like the Stoke feeling for the long staff in one hand and the
The
powers.
sword in the other. Yes, or she should have a since her sorceress Evil-Lyn or Dark-Lyn is more based off the dark god Horkath, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
That she had a bat style sorceress staff, kind of similar to like Hordak's staff.
Right.
Because she needs a staff and a sword, because she is basically a sorceress that called down the power.
Yes.
Which, if you think about it, that is scary. That is like she's already a powerful magic wielder that can't really stand toe to toe with He-Man, but can definitely fight enough to possibly hurt him, or possibly not stand toe to toe, but at least can defend herself, I should say. So a magical power user, becoming a sorceress, having all that power, then calling down the power, like. I'm surprised she didn't just like. I mean, she's so powerful. If she wasn't toying with He-Man and Source and Tila during the fight, she could have snapped her fingers and just destroyed him.
Right.
Or what she should have done, since she's the sorceress and or I don't, maybe not. As sorceress, can she? Because she gives He-Man the sword. Could she? Huh? Could she force Adam into calling back the power? I don't know if that's within her powers or not. I would say no, but
I would say to some retrospect, because of the type of source. Yeah, okay. So like, she was a witch, she was a sorceress, and then she was Godlyn, basically.
mhm.
At that point, and she was basically the master of the universe.
Yep.
What was stopping her from doing that?
I don't know. And when the sword was taken from her by Orko and given back to Adam, and Adam called on the power and shared the power with Skeletor to become Skelligod again, can the wielder of the sword, how he calls back his power, can he call back the power of anyone else that the power is shared with? Could he have called back Godlin's form?
Well, see, that's kind of like the question, because, like, when you think about it, the way King Devon Grayskull, no matter whether you go from 2000X or you go from Revelation. So when King Devon Grayskull died trying to protect Grayskull, when his essence passed into the sword, he was the first one to wield it. So with that power sword, also, and it was also to the Hall of Wisdom, and it was the Trollan mages that forged that sword together. And if I'm reading into it correctly, so the essence of King Grayskull and the elders are what is the power to Grayskull. With the sword being the transponder to calling it, because otherwise, if you call it and the power says that you're able to call upon it and you get what you got in Revelation. You get Savage He-Man, which is really I never seen Adam as someone to be rageful. But you had Prince Adam, who calls upon Grayskull without the sword, and he becomes this medieval, to be correct, primeval beast of a man that is literally filled with rage. And which is kind of a cool trade-off. It gives a reason for why you have to have the power sword to call down the power.
And another thing I just thought of too. So Skeletor, when he turns to Skelegod, imbues Evil-Lyn to become the next sorceress. So it's the sort of power that granted Evil-Lyn to become sorceress. So when Adam got the sword, obviously he wasn't there for that scene. Maybe he just didn't know. But gosh, this thing keeps falling over. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, but he should have been able to at least call back Evil-Lyn's power of the sorceress,, depowering her some.
Those those three Evil-Lyns look so spectacular together.
I think I'm gonna pull this off. I don't know why this is.
What's wrong?
Oh, this is coming loose. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna turn my camera off while I fix this.
All right. So I'm going to showcase what I was describing. Evil-Lyn with her staff and the Sword of Power. Dark-Lyn. And I want to go back to the chat real quick. Hello, Thanos Copter. How are you doing, sir? Thanks for joining the stream.
Oh, sorry. I'll also mute my mic.
Oh no, you're fine, bud. So this is the Evil-Lyn with the long staff that comes with this Evil-Lyn. So I've got them differently here. Than what Bud has going on. But this
That should be fixed.
I'm definitely going to have to get another Revelation Evil-Lyn, this one, so that I can have the, where did I put this head sculpt on the other Evil-Lyn as well as this, because that is really a fantastic head.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. I really truly can't decide which one is really my favorite. If I had to pull a favorite, like you can't really compare Origins to Masterverse, only because the sculpts are so much more detailed in Masterverse than Origins, because Origins is definitely supposed to be more of like the vintage line, whereas these are to bring about something different with the characters and be more detailed. And again, I mean, it just shows very, very basic Evil-Lyn to make you the classics almost.
If they did a classic version of Evil-Lyn, which would be your favorite then?
I think it would have to be. Well, no, I really have to say, because
the Revelation outfit of hers is so good, and it's also so different than Tila's, which I like. Whereas Origin and Vintage, it was very like just a different paint app. They added so much more to the Revelation Classic Evil-Lyn outfit compared to Tila's that it can definitely stand on its own.
Yes. I'm still kind of torn, because like really at this point I have to toss up between these two, because I really love this bat cowl, but then really love what they did with the character arc for Evil-Lyn and becoming Dark-Lyn, God-Lyn, however you want to say who she is, who she became, and then when she released the power, what she became after that, it was kind of like she said, "Okay, I'm good with the magic. I'm done." But is that really the end of Evil-Lyn?
I think possibly in Revolution with the threat that's coming, that they might bring Evil-Lyn back to get information that they might need.
Yep. So I'm thinking that at this point in time right now, I have to go with this being my favorite version.
Yeah.
Because one, again, she definitely, if she had the little wand, it wouldn't really be the same.
No.
She would definitely arc for her character having the long staff and the power sword. And again, as we discussed a minute ago, why didn't she come with a sword of power?
I mean, they surely love packing them in with every character beforehand.
So I kind of feel like they did that. Mattel kind of they didn't really lose a mark on that, but they definitely missed an opportunity. But at the same time, they also had a great opportunity when they added these.
Those are a different color version of the effects that come with Shadow Weaver.
Yeah.
Daddy. Daddy.
Yes, baby.
I know my room ain't clean. I know the hallway's clean, but can I open this for is the hallway's clean? Can I open this?
No. Here was our deal. Room clean. No opening that until the room is clean. We'll talk about that later. Right now, I still need you to finish your room. Love you. Thank you.
Even though the tape is kind of coming off.
No. Go finish your room. So yeah, definitely. This has got to be my number one at the moment. If they came with the classics one, okay. My question is, if they came with the classics one, would you want it to be yellow skinned or would you want it to be?
It would be more of that one because that's kind of her appearance in the show. She has the more normal skin color or standard skin color, but her outfit is blue. Because I can, I actually got the art book here. I think it's this one. I have a digital version. Let me bring up Evil-Lyn here.
All right.
Aha, here it is. So let me see if I can tilt my camera here. All right, so this is the classic where let's go back a page. No? There we go. Okay. Where she has more of her skin tone from the show, but her eyeshadow is blue The helmet is slightly different color. It's more blue, like a light blue,
Right.
around these little spires in the skull. The rest of it's the same. You could use the collar and this design of the chest from the classic Tila and the arm guards here. Here, let me pull out my Tila. I got it right here. Gotta move around a couple figures here. My Revelation shelf is crazy full. All right. So they could take this part off
Yes.
and leave the full cut, and just some slight resculpting on the chest here. But they could basically use this whole entire part, this arm guard, just remold this part a little bit. This could be the same. Yeah, there's so many parts they could use from her to make that. Obviously, the boots leave the same. It's just creating this long skirt piece, kind of similar how they did with the goblin.
Yes.
But I really love this design of the outfit.
Yeah. That particular design of the outfit with how the front straps down a little, way down in that in the bottom base of that. It really kind of reminds me of like how they did the secondary outfit for Triclops and Trapjaw, except
And
for
what's
that
kind of
black and the red.
what's kind of cool too, you can see some of the other designs they were testing out. This one actually has the yellow skin.
And see,
I like the boots.
I
think
love
the boots
I absolutely love
and
those boots. And
the arm sleeves here are nice, but the rest of it, the cape is actually a nice little addition too. I like the cape, but yeah, the rest of it I'm not really a fan of.
yeah, the cape's kind of it's not well, is it as long? Is that cape actually past her knees?
On the back, it goes down to her ankles, but it goes to about kind of a little below crotch.
Okay.
And then the
Yeah.
other designs are vastly different. They kind of gave her the Skeletor-like shoulder here. This one isn't bad either.
That one's not bad, but that kind of reminds me more of like that would be like the Sea Queen, because that's kind of
Yeah.
like mermaidish.
And then this kind of armored. This is kind of what I would think of like a battle armor.
Yes.
But on the note of this, I'm kind of neat. Oh, also there's versions of this outfit too that they were testing.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'll zoom in on some of these.
I had almost wished with the Revelations Evil-Lyn, I had almost wished that they had gave her a removable helmet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of glad. They didn't, because they gave they gave us the long-haired Evil-Lyn, and that's perfect, really, because. But me, I kind of like the helmets, as you can use them for other figures, whatever. However, again, I'm not too thrilled with the helmet that they gave Hypno.
Oh yeah.
It looks so goofy. It really does.
I think I will get some blue cloth and maybe make this scarf hood to put on her. I think that looks really cool.
That does look really cool. It gives her, it really does give her a different dimension. And then that end one there that kind of gives her more of a Japanese.
Yeah, like Asian bun style,
Yes, yes,
drawn back hair. Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Oh, and then for Darklyn, here are some of the alternate designs, or for Godlin.
Yes,
I love this one. I love the color, how it goes from really light and then fades down to like a dark blue. And I like how tattered the cape is in the back. And the long fingernails too would have been a nice to give her a more kind of scary vibe because she should be scary. Also, well, I don't know how they would do these floating parts, but it would look cool. I love the colors on this one. Mixing gold and purple. Yeah, and anytime you mix gold and purple, it's a win.
absolutely.
And again, with those fingernails, like. And then I believe there was some more. Yep, down here below. Scroll down here. This one's okay. I like this part of it. This like bottom part. If these were all like wired cloth goods,
Yeah,
that could look really cool. Like I'm really hoping if they eventually do like Oracle, I hope his scarf is wired.
I kind of wish on that one. But go back to that one in the first. She's got the halo on the top, like she has around her neck, but then she's also got one around her waist.
Yes.
And I kind of like that. I kind of like that design. So like she's got the hula hoop on her waist, and then she's got the halo over her head. And I love the hairstyle. And what I really like about that one too, I love the shoulder.
Yes. Very Todd McFarlane 80s Batman cape, or like Spawn cape, or it had those like spikes in it.
Right.
And her hands too look like they're very, like, you know how certain games will do that like kind of galaxy skin look.
Right.
Her hands appeared to be like that, and then it fades to like normal skin.
Yeah.
So that's also really cool, and maybe possibly an idea to paint mine. This one's also kind of cool. I wish they had done this belt on the figure we have.
Yeah,
they kind of did that, but I like how big the gem is and the kind of hip metal pieces. And I like how the cloak is very shadowy.
Yes. I think with that belt, everything but the like where you see the lightish colored gold, and then where it seems like it's almost like a copperish underneath the mainstream of it, and how it's just kind of hanging there. It's not really connected. That really does something for that particular sketch on how they did that, and I kind of really do wish that it brings it something.
And these are all different hairstyles.
Now, see, I kind of wish we had also gotten the head sculpt with the one eye covered.
Yep, that one's really cool. Another design they were working with.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, this one's not my favorite. This one's a little bit better, but I like how the outside of the cape is white, like a pure white light, and the
Yes.
inside of it is colored like that. I love the boots, and I really love the way this is done with like a aurora borealis kind of
Yeah.
lighted effect. So that's kind of cool. And I think still a couple more. So these were kind of close to the final versions. So this one, as you see, she kind of has pants on, but it's still pretty much the same design.
Yeah, it is. But and again, I gotta say, I'm glad that was not the version that they went with either, because like, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with female characters in pants, but I think it would taken away from the character in the sense that um, like I don't think that they should always be portrayed as half naked, whatnot, by any means. But
Hmm.
like, I think it would have taken away from the character design to what they did with what they did in the cartoon. First and foremost, if they would have went with that design, I think it kind of throws it off, because like you got too much shadow mixed in with that blue, and then it's got like that puffy overthrow in the back, and maybe that was maybe that's supposed to be like that, but with the way that looks, it really throws it off to me.
It might
Uh,
have looked better if they swapped. You know how like the inside of the skirt has a starry design, but on this
right,
one it's the back of the cape. If they had swapped that around, it might have looked better to where her and make her give her legs that starry look, but really dark, so that you only see the shape of her like legs underneath or but be behind that skirt, and then the cape has that kind of starry night background that could possibly look cool.
yes.
But
Yeah,
I do think the one on the right here, I think is this could have, to me, this would have been the best version of the figure we got because it's so close to what we got, but just that added extra on the belt, I really like.
right, because that kind of reminds me of like Orion's belt in a sense.
Yeah, or
You
like Saturn's rings or like something, like
yes,
they're like rings around a orbiting, like orbital being, which is what she is.
yes.
And then I
Brick,
think there's two more.
Brick says, I'm
Oh, there's
good
a
with
couple more.
Darklyn they eventually went with, but I do wish her outfit was a little more high fantasy rather than modern sportswear.
Yeah, this dark looking one here is kind of cool. It kind of went with
Yes.
a little more bat motif.
Yeah, that's really amazing because again, Evil-Lyn, she of course she's her original sculpt. Then she's the sorceress Lyn, and then she becomes Dark Lyn, and that kind of really flows the motif. And I really love the way they is that her is that her boots, those straps on her
Yep.
calves. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, and this stays in line with her kind of dark sorceress look too, where it's that bat motif is just continued on. And
Yes,
I don't like the color they chose for the H. The border of the H should have been gold, but I like that
right,
it's purple, showing that it's a darker power of he.
right.
It's a corrupted version. Because having it gold, although it looks great on the figure we got, it's just I think it would look cooler if it was more corrupt looking, because that's kind of what she is.
Yes.
Oh, I guess there are some more. There we go. Again, the first one on the top here looks really cool.
It looks really cool, but that
She needs the cape.
she needs the cape. I think shorten the top cowl, the
Hmm.
headdress, shorten that a little bit because
Ooh.
now she looks like a giant flower with a face.
Or if they kept it the same size or shortened it, either or, but the background of it have that starry design, like it's looking into a void.
Yes. Okay, I can see
That
that.
would be perfect. Because when she enters in to see the universe, she claims like all she sees is like a void of like nothingness. So have this as a void of nothingness.
Right. And Brick, you're right too. You say I'd prefer barbarian inspired or dark sorceress inspired, like some of these designs. And Bud and I was talking about that a little bit earlier in the video. If they would have did a barbarian, actually if they did like they did Skeletor and He-Man with the Viking He-Man and barbaric Skeletor, if they did that with Evil, I think that would be an absolute amazing figure. So yes, and then what you got up there right now, Bud, that's absolutely amazing too. Um, that it kind of gives a kind of gives a like a Native American feel to it, I think, or like a shaman type feel to it.
Yeah, this is like kind of what she could have been. Well, I
Right.
mean, now it's what she is, but I mean, like the whole time, this is like who she could have been. All these different headdresses are kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And Thanos, you're right. Uh, I I love Evil-Lyn. I think a lot of people are kind of distraught about what was done with Panther. Um, I I really
Also, Battle Dog.
that's amazing.
I
Um,
want this as a mount. Like they need to bring this out.
yes,
I'm also kind of mad that they didn't do some of these other designs because they're just crazy awesome. Look at that mohawk on him
that
on this
is
third one. But
fantastic.
this bottom left one is really cool. I
Yeah,
actually really like this one the best.
I'm I'm drawn to that one, but I'm also drawn to the one that's diagonal from him in the middle of the one with the white kind of stripes.
Uh huh.
I kind of like that one because he looks more like he reminds me more of like a manticore.
The like stock of him makes me think
Yes,
of the demon dog from Ghostbusters. That like muscled pit bull kind of look.
yes, yes.
Poor Beast Man. Hopefully he caught like an edge or something and he's still alive. But yeah, here's Panther. I really love that they kept that kind of classic helm. I know some people don't like it. I think it's awesome. I think Panther should have a helmet, especially if he's going off into like battle.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll be very honest. I really did like that Revelation Panther as far as his armament.
Hmm.
That ram's horn effect for Panther. It fit him.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, again, I really wish in that they do a Panther in Masterverse, even if Panther wasn't like in the cartoon so much. Uh, I mean, I get it. It's He-Man, Battle Cat, but at the end of the day, we did get the Battle Cat. But I really do wish that we had gotten the Panther, and again, I wish we would have gotten that Dogma type Beastman.
I kind of wish with like Skull God we got this first headdress for him. It really
Yes.
makes me think of the like a movie version. And the only thing I don't like about him, I don't like that the H is like a scar on his chest. I kind of wish they had went with maybe the more battle armor look,
Right.
especially on this one here, with the really big horns. Just not the horns themselves, but like that chest.
Yeah,
Just
that
give
chest.
it that. It still has the H, but it's done in the colors as it appears on the bats on battle armor.
Yeah.
Skeletor.
Right. And I really do like that one. It kind of I don't really like the horns on the top of the head per se. Kind of it throws the figure off to me.
I will say he looks with the horns and the skull face. He looks a lot like Tim Curry did in the movie Legends when he plays that like red demon.
I'll have to revisit that. I don't remember that too well. I haven't watched that in years.
Here, I'll quick pull it up. Picture images. Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes me think of that so much.
It really does. That's nice.
Yeah. This art book has, like, I see so many concepts that they were going to go for that I was like, oh, I kind of wish you did. Let's see which. Trying to scroll back to find. Sorcerers had a bunch. I'm happy with the one they chose. They did kind of have a classic looking one, which was kind of cool. But where is it? Oh yeah, there we got Oracle and Orko. That's kind of cool.
You had it right the first time. Oracle.
I also like they need to do classic Orko with an Oracle like 2-pack.
Yes.
So we can have both versions.
Yes.
And what's kind of funny is one of the versions they were going to do for him is very much his 2000X design, which I thought was kind of cool. It's right down here, this middle one here.
Yeah. I have the comic books, and I really do love that rendition of Orko. In fact, I want to pull this out, show you real quick. So, like, this particular versions of highlight me here real quick. So, like, it's this version.
Yep.
And I think I really have to say, I really love this version of Orko. Of course, I love what we got with Masterverse with Dagnabbit, Savage He-Man. I love that. But again, if I have to go, I have to go with this one because not only does he still have his magic amulet with this, minus the wand, because the story kind of changes that he didn't lose the amulet, he lost his wand. going back over here because I want to see that Duncan. Now that's the new Duncan, right?
Yep. Kind of a minor nitpick of the figure. Otherwise, he is literally 100% perfect. Let me grab him here. He doesn't have a cowl. It's literally the exact same cape as this one. They just did not put the hood on.
Oh, wow.
So there's no hood, even though he has a hood in the show. And he also has a buckle, which I just took a silver ring and I put it around there. So basically, it is literally this cape, just no hood. And that also just really, really bothers me. It's like, come on, guys.
Right.
You had one job. Why are you cutting out on it? This little tiny piece of cloth would be worth 3 cents.
Right.
A nickel, maybe. But another cool thing with that figure, the rocket launcher he has, this thing is huge. I took the blast effect off of the Masterverse Hordak, and it fits on it.
Okay.
Because it's literally has a little peg hole.
Nice.
But it's very heavy with that added on, so it kind of tips around when he's like holding it. But besides that, he's so cool.
That is a fantastic figure. And
he comes with so much stuff. See if I can see all his accessories over here.
Yes.
And also actually 2 other minor nitpicks. He doesn't come with his mace, and he doesn't come with that extending claymore that he used against Skele God. So I took a sword from one of my Wonder Woman figures, and I basically gave it to him, so you could have a long blade. But something else kind of cool, they gave you the little like shoulder rocket that he fires off. These actually open.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, that was kind of cool.
Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Hello, Bill. How are you? Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, so
ooh, maybe they could do a 2-pack of Andra in her Man-at-Arms with Duncan wearing this white kind of royal looking outfit.
I'm actually to tell you the truth, I'm actually surprised because like Tila was the same way. So like at the beginning of Revelation, Tila and Andra had the same helmet. So they didn't do that with Tila with as far as the helmet.
Yeah, so I had to get a second one so I could get an extra helmet and cloak.
Yes. And then with Man-at-Arms, I'm actually surprised they did not make that outfit.
But yeah, look at that.
Yes.
So you just have to create an extra gauntlet to put on the other arm, put some shoulders on, adjust the chest plate here, and add a belt and the greaves, and it's pretty much the same outfit. That's why I was kind of thinking about making a custom one.
Good night, Bill. Thanks.
And then, of course, good night, Bill. Even these like alternate ones look kind of cool, but I kind of dig. Let me. There we go. Silly mouse. If you zoom in, she actually has a more man-at-arms look, but it's very techy.
Yes.
This actually looks really cool.
Yeah, I like the one in on the far left, and I
Yeah.
love the one in the middle. I'm not so sure about the one on the right.
I actually dig the kind of gladiator style head guard.
Yeah,
That's
I
actually
like
kind
the
of
guard.
neat. And
I
how
like
there's
the
like a
guard, but I
light.
don't like that outfit.
I like how there's like a string of light going through like one of her braids on her hair. That's kind of
Yes.
cool. And then I dig the like mohawk look.
Yes, absolutely. I actually like that. I like that whole ensemble that she's got going on there.
Uh-huh. The one on the right makes it look like she's part of some rugby attorney a football team
Tron.
slash Tron Iron Man.
Yes.
I so want a head sculpt of her with this mohawk though.
With the mohawk, absolutely.
I don't want to have to try to sculpt it.
Yeah, that's really fantastic. I really do. I would dig that head sculpt for sure.
And there's actually some cool alternate designs for the whole mercenary look that are kind of cool.
Oh, I like that
So
one. All right, for sure.
Yeah, I like how they kind of made it more like her snake armor.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. But I also dig the full kind of gas mask look here.
Yes.
The second one's kind of weird.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if there was like a head in there, or if it was a helmet, or
Yeah, I don't know.
what are they going for with that?
And yeah, Tila's different looks. I think the colors of this outfit she wears,
Mm-hmm.
but on this style of clothing with this kind of vest on here
Yes.
would be perfect.
Yes.
But I totally dig all the different. I know some people don't like the hair. Honestly, it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't. Yeah, the hair
She could
doesn't.
comb part of it. If she combed it down the part in the middle, it would look exactly how it does. It's
Right.
just the way she has it parted and she has it shaved going around her head. It looks like that. Honestly, I kind of dig it.
Yes, absolutely. I think one of my now see like that version of Tila right there is Sorceress.
Yep. So what I want to know is who drew this one down here, because there's she's looking very good, but someone drew her a little thick.
A little meaty.
Thick. I dig it. I wish we had gotten this one, but I'm happy with the one we got. But I saw that and I was like, where was that design?
Right.
But this one is very much the way it should be.
Yes.
And that sorceress. Oh, I want the sorceress Tila so bad.
I need that Sorceress Tila in my life.
Like this, and the thing is, like, this is a design where it's perfect. It's better than all of the stuff they were considering. Because
Right.
I don't like these. I kind of dig the staff though. I like that she has her serpent staff.
I like the serpent staff. I like the hawk staff. I will say that I kind of like that, whatever that is, I guess kind of like Evil-Lyn neck crown thing for
I
that.
like this Cobra hood
Yeah, the open Cobra hood is sick.
because where this one's more like a bird because Zor, I get it, but to go back to her Green Goddess kind of slash sorceress look, having
Yes.
that Cobra hood, whereas sorceress has a bird hood,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been a perfect mix.
Oh, yes.
But I'm very happy with what we got because this is amazing.
So the Motu book that you're looking at digitally, what is that?
This is the Art of Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to track me down a copy of that.
These now see the one here on the far right. That is a perfect mix of the hood with the Zor look, but it still has like everything in it. Like have a swappable head where you can have the crown look or the
Yeah.
headdress look and the hood.
Mm.
I dig it.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Like, if the cross, if the cross in betweens, like, I like the. If you go back up there to the top, I'd actually like to see the kind of feathered look, the feathered look behind on the second one.
The second one? Yeah.
Yes, I think that would look better. However, again, I'm happy with the sorcerers we got. There are a few things I have to nitpick with that, but if they made this Tila sorceress, I'd buy like probably 10 of them
Mm-hmm.
because that is first of all, that's the first time I think, no, probably the second time I've ever seen Tila as to be the sorceress of Grayskull, because I think they did if I remember correctly, I think they did a version of Tila being the sorceress in Filmation, and then of course
They were leading up to it. They were hinting at it.
right. Okay, so they in Filmation they never did it though.
No. And
Okay.
2000X,
That's what
they were also hinting.
okay.
Like she had visited a village, the same village that Stinkor came from. His people. Sorceress had visited it one time where she left the castle. And then
Yes.
Tila visited because she was starting to get visions. Like she had kind of been there before. And
Okay.
those visions from Sorceress.
Highly articulated. Adam, thank you for joining the stream. Nice to see you. Yeah. Now I gotta ask you, what do you think about this particular Prince Adam? Because like, okay,
This one or
here's my kind of take on that. Now, granted, I'm a big Filmation person, so of course we got the big bulky Prince Adam, and then you got this little dude as Prince Adam who becomes He-Man. I'm kind of torn in between that. I do like the character, and I'm glad we're getting it in Masterverse. However, I don't really see Prince Adam being that.
okay. I do, and here's why. So Eternians are generally bigger than humans, bulkier.
Okay.
Adam is half Eternian, half human.
Mm.
He would naturally be smaller than most Eternians.
Okay. That would make sense.
And also, it really helps make Adam a different looking person than He-Man. Rather than Filmation, he takes off his clothes and gets a tan.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in the show, it works enough. I love the way they did it in the cartoon, but this to me makes more sense. It's better. It's like a better version of like the idea of Clark Kent and Superman is just a person without glasses.
Right.
Even though there's a whole thing in there that I can make separate. I can explain it to where they're totally different characters. Like the way Clark holds himself, how he presents himself, is very different than the way Superman does. So obviously, the glasses thing would work because they both present themselves so differently that in passing, you wouldn't tell that Clark Kent is Superman.
Yes.
But yeah. Perfect example of that, Superman 2, when Christopher Reeve was playing Superman and he was about to tell Lois that he's Superman, and he's standing there as Clark, bubbling as he's trying to talk. And then when Lois turns away, Clark immediately stands up and takes off his glasses, and in that half second he shifts between two different characters, and they look completely different.
Yeah.
And that gold standard acting right there. Like, I adore that scene so much.
So I kind of wonder if in Revolution, when they bring that out, are they going to introduce Princess Adora?
No. They already said straight out that there's going to be no She-Ra in it.
Mm.
Yeah. Kind of sucks, but it's the whole rights thing. It's dumb. They can do Hordak because Hordak is originally a He-Man villain.
Right.
He was only taken later when they made She-Ra, and they needed a villain for She-Ra. They're like, well, we haven't put Hordak in the cartoon yet. We're going to take Hordak, and then they let that team happen.
And
along with a lot of the other Snake Men, because they weren't going to use them either because the He-Man show was going to end.
Yes. I mean, and again, you know, I know things are going to end for sure. With every line, and of course every show, and of course they're going to expand. Perfect case in point is Evil-Lyn. Perfect case in point is Teela's character. Perfect case in point is also well the dimensions of almost every character has changed greatly throughout the span of Motu. You know, I think to a certain point that there is going to be of course with new generations and new types of toys that we have come out. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. And again, you know, with what they've done with Masterverse and what they keep doing with Masterverse, it just keeps getting better. Origins keeps getting better, and we're getting phenomenal figures that we didn't even get in vintage. So at the end of the day, will there be an end to Motu? Eventually, yes. There's always an end, or maybe it's just a hibernation period. It took how many years to bring this together?
Motu itself will never end, but iterations of it will. Eventually, Origins will end. Eventually, Masterverse will end. CGI, we're still not sure yet, but most likely it's probably ended. And eventually, maybe something new will come. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Hopefully, it's not another 20 years or so.
Yeah, very, very much so. I mean, because again, I was born in '72, so I'm there. I'm a child of the '80s. I'm a child of the late '70s, and it didn't stop there. Early '90s, I was still watching a lot of the things, and towards the middle of the '90s is when I got really disinterested in a lot of the cartoons that they make today, because I just kind of think they're crap. You don't have you don't have things like I was great with Beavis and Butthead. I was great with SpongeBob. I was great with Simpsons, stuff like that. But you get into some of these other cartoons, and I don't even think they're meant for kids to that point. They're kind of like
they're very hyperactive, lots of screaming and yelling, and it's very kind of ADHD kind of style where it's very like short burst, meant to keep your attention for like a 5-second clip.
Yeah. And that's about.
But they do it over and over and over again. There's no real like kind of overarching story. It's just because today's youth is very like their attention spans aren't kept for long, so you need a shorter form content, something they can watch for like a couple minutes.
Yes.
Rather than where we were glued for half hour to 2-hour long movies. We do like marathons of stuff where like kids today really can't do that. Like my niece is very she's gonna be 11, I think, or 12. But anyhow, like I showed her my origin figures, and she sat down for a good hour. She opened up my castle, started playing. She started making stories for the characters. She really liked Evil-Lyn, so Evil-Lyn was with a He-Man. They were kind of like a couple. It was just really cool to watch her do that. And then I was like, all right, now here's the cartoon of what that was based on. She lasted 2 minutes before she like got up and like walked away.
Yeah.
She can't sit down and like watch anything longer than like a couple minutes at a time because they're programmed to that, like how we were programmed in the 80s to see a cartoon and expect toys. Yeah. We were conditioned to that whole thing. They're conditioned to YouTube, to shorts, to that shorter form content. So stuff like the shows we're getting now just doesn't really appeal to them. I think if they did Masters of the Universe, like 5-minute short clips, just to tell like a quick little story, that might work. That could possibly work.
Yes, absolutely.
And definitely do a mobile game approach of something. Like they had the Fall Guys video game had some Motu skins that. As much as I would cringe to see Master Fortnite, honestly, it's a good idea because tons of kids play that game.
Right.
Roblox, Minecraft. Get those skins in there. Get um kids these days love those squishmallows. Get stuffies of He-Man and the characters, Battle Cat.
Yes. Yeah.
There's ways to approach kids of this age, but they're just not doing it enough to get the kids interested in Motu.
Yes, absolutely. Again, I've got all the classic cartoons. I've got the toys. I've got the '87 movie, which my kids absolutely enjoy. They see the toys, they see the comics, they see the animations, and they see how everything's different to its own genre.
Mm-hmm.
And they're learning to appreciate how it changes and how the characters build upon themselves. And they're starting to notice the different changes again in like the figures. Like my girls, they were asking me, "Well, why you got so many Evil-Lyns, and why you got this, and why you got so many of that?" And then when they get to really looking at the figures and how they're decorated, how they're done up, and then they understand it, and they're like, well, this is all the same person, but they're in different stages of the creation.
Yeah, they're different parts. They're in different stages of the story. They're evolving. One thing I will say with this new Man at Arms figure, he's kind of a pain to swap out his armor.
Is the armor stiff like that?
It's kind of rubbery. It's more pliable, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just this figure's in general, but like the clips for the boots, it takes a bit of force to get it clipped.
Oh yeah, my Masterverse Faker, his armor is like that. So like,
oh god,
if you take the back strap and pop it open, it's a pain in the butt to get it back into its position and pop it back together. So
I'm gonna have to go in with some silver paint. They didn't put any paint on these little round bits here. It's kind of annoying. And one thing I thought that would look really cool, and I wish the belt for the satchel was a little bit bigger. I wanted to overlap this belt onto the belt that's attached to the armor here. I thought that would have looked really cool, because let me just fit this around him, because I actually got to do the cape a certain way to get it to work on the armor. But how the armor sits on the chest here, I wanted the belt to kind of sit sideways on him, to have it hang off kind of on the side here. But sadly, this is really tight on him, so I can't do that. So sadly, the trick with this figure here is you got to string the cape through the armor. Or wait, hold on, you gotta actually kind of try to rotate this down. Okay. So you kind of have to put the cape you wrap it around like how you would wrap it around his neck, but you tuck it down into the back of his armor.
Okay.
And then you gotta do the same with the other side. And of course, the little Velcro thing doesn't help things. It's a very temperamental cape, but when you have it on, it looks so cool. Just gotta string that through, get it looped around. There we go. So it's at least on there now, so I can strap the armor on. So yeah, this is very tight
Yes.
on the back here, and then it also straps on the sides here, so it's very secure on his chest. Pop that in. Pop that in. It's another one where it's have to use a little bit of force to get it to snap in. It's like, I'm sure if I heat treat this, it'll like loosen it up perfectly. All right, so wait, where am I at now? Did I do this backward? I did it backwards. I did it. Wait, no.
No.
It's upside down. Wait,
What is that? What?
how did this happen?
Yeah, he's doing a voice chat with a couple people.
I gotta check that out, Thanos Copter.
How did I? I'm confused. How did I get to this? Oh, okay. It just got flipped. Oh, okay. Because it's meant to wrap around. Oh, okay. I see what happened. I'm an idiot. Just get the head snapped on here. For some reason, the helmeted head never really wants to pop on. There we go. So it kind of tucks in the back here so you can pull it, secure it into place. And then, but yeah, he has no hood. And that annoys me. So you kind of have to take the back of the cape also and tuck it down so that it folds naturally over his shoulders. And you also got to tuck the cape in on both sides so that now it's finally on him.
Is that material the same material that they used with Andres?
Exactly the same. Exactly the same. It's that.
Is that
the
like
inside of
polyester?
Yeah, it's that feels shiny, and then the other side is that kind of soft Velcro-y kind of, almost like a fleece feel.
Right.
Like a really crappy fleece. But what's really cool, that little shoulder cannon part literally clips on.
Oh, it clips onto the armor.
Yep. You could take it on and off because when you use the rocket launcher, you can't have this attached. It gets in the way.
So it won't go on both shoulders?
No. Another thing, symmetry. I wish it did. Again, the symmetry thing. Man at Arms is the coolest figure ever, but it also aggravates the crap out of me because of symmetry. I both love and hate the one shoulder armor look. It looks cool, but it also bothers me. And one thing that bothers me with this one, so there is no strap. I mean, there's a strap on here, but there's not a clip. So it's just a ring. So you have to put it on his arm, and then you really have to push it up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Really have to push it up, because otherwise it just slides down.
Does that mess with his articulation at all, being all the way up?
Nope. Well, maybe a little bit, because it'll like slide back down.
Okay.
So really, you just kind of have to. Again, this would be something you'd want to heat up, and then put on his arm. So now that it's on this way, it's really good. You obviously, if you lift his arm up too far, it'll just pop off. But for this purpose, and this is also really soft. This is like almost borderline gummy. Like this whole thing is like a soft rubbery plastic. And then and again, the shoulder just popped off again. It's one of those things where you have to pull the hand off.
Yes.
Just attach the hand in it. that, then put the arm on and pop it into place. Then I got to readjust the shoulder because it popped off again, because of course it will. All right, there we go.
Nice. Yeah, that's fantastic.
And then the rocket launcher just fits. It fits as what I like these hands. I hope they continue with these style hands because they're softer.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like you're going to break it when you try to get something in the grip, and it also doesn't stress the plastic because it is kind of not gummy but just softer.
It's got a little bit more elastic feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely
But yeah,
love that.
he's so awesome.
That is definitely going to be one of my next favorites. I really love how they did the helmet.
Yes. The helmet and the second head are fantastic.
Oh yeah, the long hair. That is amazing.
This is possibly one of the best Masterverse head sculpts. My only complaint, and something I'll fix, is the paint on the sides of the hair. It's a little crooked. But I can easily fix it.
You know what's funny about that head? It kind of reminds me of Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars.
Yep.
But like for real, to me, like it gives it that kind of Jedi feel, and then of course it has nothing to do with Masters of the Universe, but it definitely gives me that kind of like, hey, you know what? I can go into this particular zone with this figure if I wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, get the other head on here. For
Yeah,
his battlefield look.
That looks absolutely amazing.
And then what's cool is if you tuck the arm in like this, get him in like this kind of a pose. You can tuck the helmet just right so it hides
the face,
the hair, and the face, and it looks like he's kind of holding his helmet.
That's awesome.
There we go.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of these ordered off of Target right now.
Yep.
Because that's just
it was a panic order. I had been watching for weeks, and it's been like not available, not available, not available. I knew the date it was going to come out, and I previously had the money set aside, but then I kind of decided, oh, it probably won't be available for quite a while, so I set the money aside for something else. And I was half asleep. I heard a ding on my phone, like I got an email. I'm like, this is late. And I looked at it, and it said Target. And I was like, and I quickly just went, and it was like there. It was pre-ordered, and it was already like purchased. And I was like, yay. And then later I was like, oh, wait, that other item. Oh, crap. So now I'm selling 2 figures here to recoup that bit of cash there.
Yes. No, it didn't go anywhere.
It was kind of like a half asleep purchase that was made.
I've been there. I've done that on many occasions.
But now that I have him, I'm pretty much just waiting on Prince Adam. And I can do the entire scene from Revelation to where that whole episode 5 and 6.
Okay.
At least leading up to the part where they get to the palace, because then I'll need Clam Champ.
Yeah, that's definitely another character that I wish they didn't really do a story arc to him.
Yeah, I was bummed about that.
Such an amazing figure, and I think they lost it in translation somehow.
It's like it's the first time he appears in any kind of show in the entire line. The entire 40 years, he's never been in any show, and he's literally on screen for 2 minutes, if that. Well, he's 3 to 4 seconds in the first episode where they're charging down the field. Then about maybe a minute and a half leading up to the point where he turns into that undead demon. And then they have to blow him up.
Yeah.
And something with that writer's room, they love to, when they kill people, they kill them twice.
Yeah.
Every character pretty much dies twice, besides Orko.
Right.
Because Adam almost died twice. If he wasn't healed, he would have died twice. Fisto, Clam Champ, died twice. Because they were turned into creatures, blown up, and then their souls were crushed.
Yes.
So I count that as a second death. Mossman died twice.
I kind of found it.
Everyone in Preternia died twice. They died once hundreds of years ago, and then when Evil-Lyn snapped him out of, Thanos snapped him.
Yes.
So they all died twice.
Well, see, now to me, that was an interesting story arc, how they did that with the whole kind of the whole Thanos thing. I don't know why they visually concepted it like that, but I thought it was an absolute awesome and fantastic view on the story, and it gave it such a different feel. Again, with even how Evil-Lyn got control of the power sword, how Skeletor got part of the got hold of the power sword, Prince Adam dying, Mossman dying. I thought it was really, really, really kind of cool that even because Orko is literally like my first and foremost favorite of all of them. His story arc is amazing, but he literally showed his power when he was defending his allies in Subternia, and what he was willing to sacrifice for the love of his friends, for the sake of his friends. And then also at the same time when Evil-Lyn, I might have this mixed up. It was either Evil-Lyn or Tila. No, it was Evil-Lyn. She brought everybody back up, back from the undead. Was it her or was it Tila?
It was Evil-Lyn.
Yeah. Okay. So when she brought everybody back, and Orko came back as Orko the White, if you want to call him that. At that point, he also once again, he showed his complete, true power of what made him, why his parents had actually called him Oracle, and he showed finally where his magic was literally the pinnacle source of power that he really was on Trala. As far as Filmation, he was Orko the Great. He may not have been as powerful on Eternia because, of course, all his magic somewhat sort of worked backwards on Eternia. Whereas when he was on Trala, his magic worked fine. And even in the animated series through Filmation, when Prince Adam went to Trala with Orko and he tried to turn into He-Man and couldn't do it unless he had said the magic words backwards. It's a fantastic ride, and how the two dimensions work similar but backwards from each other. And of course, with Orko had lost his magic amulet. Of course, that was another thing that made his magic different to work on Eternia. So again, such interesting story arcs on how everything transpired, and then again also the interesting story arcs. Fantastic figures, fantastic story arcs, and getting better. And I can't ask for better, at least not in my particular generation. There are things that I'd like to see come along, and maybe they will, maybe they won't. But again, I could definitely say if Origins stopped tomorrow, or stopped after what we've already got announced to drop, I can't say that I won't say that I wouldn't be saddened, wouldn't say upset, but wouldn't say I wouldn't be saddened, but I would be a little bit certain things that I wish would come to the line, but that's neither here nor there now. So we're still good at least until 24 or 25.
Or unless, according to certain people.
Yes. You know, and again, without getting into that controversy,
right?
He makes some really general good points, but again, you know, he's in the industry, and you know, or was in the industry, might still be in the industry. I really don't know, but
to me, it's too much of a conflict of like interest because he did used to work on the line, which he did a great job on it, but there's a bitterness for a line that was more successful than his. That's kind of my take. A kind of resentfulness, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get much more into it because, yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So we are now entering 3 hours and almost 20 minutes of a live.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it's been an amazing ride, and I've loved every minute of it. I would definitely love to have you back on the show, but
For sure.
I love what you do with your figures and your customizations.
Thank you.
And man, I've got a lot to learn about doing, because again, I'm just now stepping into the customization world, so I've got a lot to learn from you and others that do a lot of customizing. I did happen to miss your live stream last night, but
that's fine.
I can watch that replay. And everybody, My Buddies Customs, hit hit his channel. He's throwing out some really good content too. But Bud, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes, I'll get a link here in a sec. I think. Trying to... Okay, you can find me at My Buddy's Customs. Now I got the link here. All right, there we go. So you can find me at my buddy's customs. Right now I've been putting about one video a month. That was just with the full repaints, but I already have the next 2 videos recorded. They're going to be shorter videos, so I'm thinking every 2 weeks on my shorter videos, probably close to a month on my longer term videos. I also put out shorts. I haven't done one in the past week or so, but I'm definitely going to be doing more of that. So you can find me there, also on Instagram at My Buddy's Customs. And of course, I'm floating around in all the chat groups.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been amazing, and I definitely want to have you back on the show. Everybody, thank you for being in the stream. Definitely appreciate it. If you like this type of content, please leave a like and and subscribe. Leave a comment. It all definitely helps the channel. And I will be doing another video real soon. I'll definitely be doing my video on Friday. That's my normal time. And thank you all for being here. And I will definitely see you on the next one. Good night, everybody.
Good night.